Welcome to Planning Ahead with CMS.
In this episode, we're going to talk about renewable energy consenting. Off the back of the Heathrow Terminal 5 inquiry, which was stuck in the planning system for over 4 years, the government introduced a streamlined consenting regime for major infrastructure projects via the Planning Act 2008. In the next 3 episodes of Planning Ahead with CMS, we'll focus on the provision of renewable energy and how it is consented. Renewables use a range of consenting regimes in England and Scotland. In this episode, we'll provide a high-level overview, and in the next episodes, we'll look in more detail at what are nationally significant infrastructure projects and how to avoid challenges and refusal. We'll start by considering the consenting regime for renewables in England. If your energy project qualifies as a nationally significant infrastructure project or an NSIP, then you can apply for consent through the Development Consent Order or DCO regime. There's a lot of acronyms in this one. To qualify as an NSIP, the project must meet certain thresholds, which we'll take a closer look at in episode 2. For a development to qualify as an NSIP, it must be pretty big. One difference with the DCO regime is that the application is decided by the Secretary of State. This is currently Grant Shapps. The Planning Inspectorate manage the decision-making process, and the inspectors who make the decisions are collectively known as the examining authority. Towards the end of the decision-making process, the examining authority will make a recommendation to the Secretary of State. He will then decide whether to grant the application. Another benefit to the DCO regime is that numerous consents can be rolled up into one. Essentially, it's a one-stop shop for consenting. Examples of consents that can be included are planning permissions, marine licences and compulsory purchase orders, and there are many more. Sometimes additional consents are required that can't be consumed within a DCO application, for example, a European Protected Species licence. Also, sometimes developers choose not to include specific consents within the DCO because they haven't got the information ready that they need to make that application at the time needed for the DCO timetable. So, moving on to Wales. In Wales, devolution and separate planning legislation means there are some quite significant differences in how renewable energy projects are consented. If you're interested in bringing forward a development in Wales, please get in touch with us and we can give you some more guidance on the Welsh infrastructure project regime. In Scotland, the DCO regime doesn't apply at all. Instead, energy projects are consented by local authorities, the appropriate licensing body, or sometimes the Scottish ministers. Unlike with DCOs, if other consents or licences are required, such as a marine licence, these must be sought from the relevant body separately. We hope that this has provided you with a useful overview of the various consenting regimes for renewable energy projects in the UK. Make sure to watch the next 2 episodes for more details on this topic.